Hey you guys, welcome back to another reading vlog, and this morning we are rainy and I'm kind of loving it, not gonna lie. I am 100% ready to jump into my February TBR reads. I picked up a lot of pretty popular books from the library, at least ones that I think that have gone, I don't know, viral or popular or whatever in the past few years. So the one I started with is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I'm actually very much enjoying this. I am over 200 pages in because I just couldn't help myself, and she is a really great writer. I gotta give her props. The way that she spins words, it's first person POV from Elsie's perspective. She is the kind of personality that she's very intelligent. Like most Ali Hazelwood's leading ladies, she is in, I think they call it STEM. Basically, it's science academia, and she is an adjunct professor. So she has her PhD. She's working in academia. She doesn't really like teaching. She'd like to do research, but her kind of thing is that she is a people pleaser to the extreme. She will change her personality depending on who it is that she is interacting with. So she will kind of see them and figure out, what is it that they want from me? What is it that they need? And then she becomes that to like an extreme amount. And then she comes across this guy that she cannot read him at all. She has no idea what he's thinking, no idea what it is that he is wanting. And of course, that causes all sorts of short circuits with her because she doesn't know what to be. And, you know, romance ensues and stuff like that. So I have a little bit over 100 pages left in this book. Thus far, not really any spice quite yet, which is, you know, that's cool. I am going to get a little bit cozy and then see how much I can get finished reading, and then I'll update you guys once I finish this thing. All right, so I finished up Love Theoretically the other day. Ali Hazelwood is a really good writer. It's just really, really fun reading how she plays with words when it comes to the stream of the consciousness of the main character. And this was a really kind of fun read. I will warn you, definitely hit the spice scenes at the very end, and they are definitely open door spice scenes, and there's definitely swearing in this book. So this is not for kids. This is 18 plus. But that being said, I finished this up basically in no time. I think it took me like 3 days. Would definitely recommend. So the fun thing about Ali Hazelwood is she's a bit of a show off. She is from Italy. Apparently she lived in Germany and Japan before she moved to the United States to pursue a PhD in neuroscience. So she is in academia. Ali Hazelwood is a very talented writer, and I have been enjoying her books a lot. So that's first read down, done, sweet. The next book that I picked up, and this is actually the fault of the fact that I just finished reading C.S. Lewis' Till We Have Faces. So I was actually in very much a fantasy mood. But the fantasy books that I wanted to read, I couldn't find at the library. But I did see this one, and I recognized the author, so I grabbed it. It is A Fate Inked in Blood by Daniel L. Jensen. I gotta admit to you guys, I like fantasy, but I don't like creepy magic systems, if that makes sense. This borderlines it. There's a couple of scenes in here with the magic that I wasn't super vibing with, but you know, kind of skim over them. The book is gorgeous. Like, it's kind of hard to say a little bit because it's the library version, but I don't know if you can see the pages are like silver tipped. So the book is absolutely gorgeous. It's got a really good feel to it. It's based in more like Norse mythology. So anyway, what this one is basically about is we are following our girl Freya. She's been named after a god. It's the kind of world where
children can be blessed by the gods and be kind of like their children if they're blessed by them. So basically Freya, in the very, very beginning, she is married to a really not so nice guy, fisherman. He is blessed by the gods, so he does have some magical abilities. So she actually has a secret. She has been blessed by the gods, a goddess actually, more so of like defense. It's to protect her. But apparently there's a prophecy that goes along with her. And this king, or this leader, I think they're called Jarls. They're basically kind of chieftains, has been searching for her because he believes that she is the key for him to become king of their entire region. So she winds up going with him and becoming his second wife because he wants to control her fate, because that's part of the prophecy. But of course, you know, his son is our main male character, and you know, he's tall, dark-haired, good voice, warrior. He also has been blessed by the gods, so he's got like this flaming axe that is very kind of reminiscent of Thor's hammer, but it's like on fire, and he fights with that, and that kind of thing. It has been entertaining. It's been a very, very entertaining read. I wouldn't say it's been anything really remarkably unique. But no, if you're looking for like an entertaining romantasy read, I think that this will definitely fit that bill. I have about 30-ish pages left in this guy. I do want to get this finished up, and I would like to start my next read, which I am thinking might be, I don't know, but I will let you know when I pick it. So anyway, let's go.
So I just finished A Fate Inked in Blood, and okay, so it really picked up at the end. It really, really picked up at the end. About halfway through, 60% of the way through, like, it was okay, and I was reading it and it was entertaining. I wouldn't have said it was anything super groundbreaking, and very, very heavy on the romance. There wasn't super, super spice till the end as well. So I kind of predicted the twists that were happening. I kind of guessed it. I'm really happy that what I thought was going to happen did happen, because that is actually really kind of a cool concept, and it opens it up really sweet for the next book, which I do want to read. I definitely do want to read. Also, I mean, I say it wasn't super groundbreaking, but I will say this was very entertaining. This was a lot of fun. I zipped through this in like 2.5 days. I did this instead of scrolling on my phone. I did this instead of watching YouTube or TV or movies or anything like that. So this definitely kept my attention and had me reaching for the book and not wanting to put it down. So yeah, got that one checked off. The next one that I'm picking up is Counted with the Stars, Out of Egypt by Connellan Cosset. This is an author that has been recommended to me by a couple of people, a couple of my friends. Really love her books, and I'm really, really excited to check them out, because these are basically historical fiction set in different exciting times in the Bible, in the Old Testament. And so this one specifically, we follow a girl named Kia. She's a young Egyptian. I think she's a servant in Egypt. And basically it's the time when the Israelites are slaves in Egypt. And then all the plagues and stuff start happening. And she's in the midst of it. And I think she has the opportunity, and she may leave with the Hebrews when they leave. And so really excited about this. If this is done well, be so dynamite, because there's so many cool stories in the Bible, and if it's done right, this could be really, really cool. So I'm excited for this one. So this is going to be the new read, and yeah, I think I'm just gonna kind of tuck up somewhere and start this one, and maybe get some snackage, maybe a drink, you know, all the reading jazz. Stick around and I will give you an update once I get a little ways into it.
So, update for you guys. I finished the Counted Among the Stars book earlier today, and I absolutely, oh my gosh, I loved it. I absolutely love that. That one took me a bit by surprise because it is a Christian historical fiction, so I wasn't sure what to expect. It was her first book, her first novel, and it was great. I really enjoyed it. It was definitely a romance. The romance didn't really start going until about halfway through. Completely enemies to lovers type romance. Basically, you just follow this girl, Kia, who is a young Egyptian sold into slavery in the beginning of the book, and so you go through the different plagues that hit Egypt while she's serving this family, and then for different reasons she gets caught up with the Hebrews and winds up escaping Egypt with them. So you get to kind of experience that adventure along with her. So it was good. It was very much recommend. I'm really excited to continue that series and to read more from that author. So very cool. Anyway, the next book that I picked up then is The Enchanted Greenhouse. So I'm about halfway through this now at this point. This is a sequel to The Spell Shop by the same author, and I'd read that a few months ago, and it was okay. I think I gave that one 3 stars. So it was okay. I didn't necessarily super love it, but you know, it was kind of a fun read. This one I'm liking better than the first one personally thus far. If you love plants, if you like gardening, you love plants, you are gonna love this book. It is cozy vibes to the extreme, very wholesome, very clean thus far. I'm a little over 200 pages in. It reads a little bit like a YA, although it's not a YA, but very simple writing. And there's talking plants, a little on the sensitive side, like a bit of magic that's going on, you know, random spell stuff. It's not anything too in-depth. It's very cute, kind of a quick fun read. So I'm going to keep working on this guy for a little bit and then see how much I can get read. What a complete contrast between the Counted as a Stars book and then The Enchanted Greenhouse. I just finished The Enchanted Greenhouse early this morning and it was okay. So I loved the world she created. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love the world that Sarah Beth created. It was the sequel and I liked it better than the first one. I thought the characters were more engaging. I thought the world was just a lot more interesting. I liked the characters more in general. That was just me. It was a very feely emotions heavy book. They talked a lot about being careful about feelings and being super sensitive and things like that. So for somebody who has gone through like a really hard time when it comes to emotions or has been really hurt emotionally, might be really good for you. It got a little longish about 3/4 of the way towards the end a bit, but I mean, again, I absolutely loved the world. Characters were adorable. The idea of the magic system and trying to figure stuff out when it comes to the languages is really cool, and that kind of thing. There were a few topics that were stressed that I didn't necessarily like, I didn't necessarily agree with. But that was just me. But anyway, so we have The Enchanted Greenhouse all finished, and if you have figured out with the hordes of people that are passing by my car and the accessories that they have on, we are at Disney. So I am going to take the time today, I had a break, and I am in Epcot, and we are going to check out the Arts Festival, and I haven't been here yet. And I'm going to start my next read, which is Emily Henry, Great Big Beautiful Life. And I know nothing about this book going in. Actually, I'm not even going to read the cover. I just want to go in blind and then just let the story unfold. So I think I'm going to join the mass hordes of people and wander into Epcot and find a nice cozy place to read, probably grab some coffee first, and get started on this guy. So let's get to reading.
Diaries. So we have finished Great Big Beautiful Life. This book, best of Emily Henry thus far that I've read. I've read only a couple of hers, but I think this is her most recent one, and I feel like you can really see how she's grown as an author. Just the way the story is developed is much more mature than the other books from her that I have read. And I really, really enjoyed it. So this had a very, very fun dynamic to it. So you basically have two stories that you are following. You are following the story of Alice and Hayden, who are two authors that are competing to try to write the autobiography, I guess, of this elderly woman who has led an amazing life. The woman that they are wanting to write the book about, her name is Margaret. She basically grew up in a very wealthy, successful, famous family. Their fame was because of the family's business and wealth, and not because they were like actors and actresses and that kind of thing. And then she winds up marrying Elvis Presley, but he's not Elvis Presley. He's like the other Elvis Presley, basically. When you hear Margaret telling her story to Alice, you get to hear a lot of like old Hollywood premieres and movies and what it was like to be in the spotlight and things like that. And Margaret goes into detail about things of her family, like her great-great-grandfather, what he did, how he got rich, and then how that affected her grandfather, then her father, and then her whole family dynamic. So you have this whole spread of Hollywood 1950s rich family drama going on at the same time that you are seeing Alice's story, who is our main character, and then Hayden, who is our MMC, and they are getting to know each other outside of interviewing Margaret. And so you see their love story develop. It really, really cool, really, really interesting. Lots of talk of family dynamic, lots of talk of relationship with family and best ways of communicating and things like that. And it was a very interesting way too of keeping a bit of sexual tension in the book, because since they're competing for a job, Hayden and, well, Alice as well, but they didn't feel like it was appropriate if they, dated or went out, basically. They are meeting up and they are talking to each other. They're just not talking about Margaret at all. They're trying, not to hook up, basically. It was a lot of fun. So, not gonna lie, when I was first reading it, I was not in a romantic book mood. I just was not. So, bit of a heads up, because oh my gosh, the ending. Oh my gosh, the ending. So the ending completely took me by surprise. Really, really cool. Stuff that I thought was just random filler actually came to mean something at the end, which was really, really cool. Also, there was discussion in this of, basically it broached the idea of, do we have free will? As humans, as people, do we wind up in a place because of choices that we made, or were we always like predestined to get there? And I don't know if she settled on like a definite answer to it, and if she did, I wouldn't tell you because spoilers. But I found that very interesting, because that is a main topic when it comes to, well, one, our lives and the world and how the world operates, but it's definitely a very main topic when it comes to the Bible and God and Christianity. So if that is a topic that you are curious about just for your own life or how our life works, I would very much encourage you to, just as a source, look in and see what the Bible says about it, because that is something that is very much addressed when it comes to the Bible. So, and if you have questions about it, let me know, because I can tell you my view on it. But for now, I'm just going to leave you with that. I think this is probably my favorite Emily Henry yet that I've read, so I would very, very much recommend this one. There are definitely spice scenes, so be wary of that, and some swearing. So this is definitely an adult book. I thought this was a lot of fun, and that is probably going to wrap up my reads for these couple of weeks, and I hope you enjoyed reading along with me and coming along with me as I read through these books. I know I definitely did. I think my favorite probably, honestly, was Counted with the Stars, the Egyptian one. I enjoyed all of them, to tell you the truth, but there's something for me, and this is just me, but there's something for me about having a well-written romance that is set amongst biblical backdrop. Not only that, set against biblical backdrop, but also mentions of Yahweh and the Lord and doing right from wrong and just things like that that really, really hits home for me, and I really, really love, because it's truth. It is truth, and it's fun to hit the truth. So anyway, I will see you guys next time, and I hope you have an amazing break into spring, and I hope that you have a great rest of your week. Bye.